Steeler fans, and I'll even say NFC East fans. Yeah, that's right. Giants fans, Commander fans, Eagle fans, cop a squat, sit down, relax, grab your popcorn, grab your booze, whatever it is, because I'm going to roast your biggest enemy, the Dallas Cowboys, aka America's second option in this video, as it is Steelers Cowboys week. And this video, if you guys know anything about me, it's that I cannot stand the Dallas Cowboys. I absolutely friggin' hate the Dallas Cowboys, and this video will explain it. What's going on, everybody? I am Mac, back with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram. Link is in the box below. So yes, the Steelers and the Cowboys this Sunday, and yes, I can't stand the Dallas Cowboys, man. Now, before I get into this video, just a couple things I want to say. Number one, if you're sensitive and if you're, can't take trash talk and you get your panties in a bunch, you're easily offended, now's the time to click off this video, because this is a good old trash talking video right here. I am absolutely going to rip into the Dallas Cowboys and just explain why I hate them. So now's the time to click off if you're easily offended. You guys know me. I have no filter. I pull absolutely no punches. I just tell it like it is. So now's your chance to turn it off. And secondly, let's begin, okay? Now, before I say anything, I just want to make this clear about the Cowboys. Here's my absolute extent of kindness to the Cowboys, all right? I respect them as a franchise. Yes, that hurt to say, but I'd be lying to you if I didn't say it. I respect them as a franchise. They have a great, rich history of winning. They've had some of the best players in NFL history, and they're overall a well-ran organization, okay? The rivalry between the Steelers and Cowboys goes unnoticed because we play each other once every 4 years. That is my extent of kindness, as I said, to the Dallas Cowboys. Other than that, I absolutely friggin' hate the Dallas Cowboys, man. I cannot stand this team. And let's get into why. And it's besides the rivalry between the Steelers and the Cowboys, and it's besides the Super Bowl history between the two. These are the reasons why. First and foremost, just the overall oversaturation that this friggin' football team gets every single week. I'm talking about every single football podcast, every single NFL talk show, every single YouTube video that involves football, every single game, the millions of primetime games that they get every single year. I know it's not that much, I'm exaggerating, but it's oversaturated with the Dallas Cowboys. I can't go one day without hearing the Dallas Cowboys in any kind of sense when it comes to football. Oh my goodness, first take is all over these guys. Oh, the Cowboys, they lost by 1 point. Let's talk about it for 30 minutes. Oh, Dak Prescott, he threw for 2 touchdowns and he had an interception and the Cowboys won by 2 points. Let's discuss it for half the session here. Oh, Dak Prescott, oh, he had a nice bologna sandwich for lunch this afternoon. Let's talk about it for the whole session that we have today for 60 minutes. Let's see, Dak, he usually goes with pumpernickel bread, but he decided to go with white bread today. He went a little too all out on the cheese right there. Maybe he could have laid off a little bit. You think he didn't put enough tomatoes and lettuce? I mean, you get it? The oversaturation with the Cowboys. And they're not even dignified to be America's team. Because we all know the story about how they got America's team, all right? The Pittsburgh Steelers were originally supposed to be America's team. We were offered that first, but the Rooneys turned it down because we're not a bitch-made organization like the Dallas Cowboys are. And so it's like, oh, the Steelers didn't want it. Let's give it to the Dallas Cowboys, even though the Steelers whooped their ass in the Super Bowl twice in the 70s. Let's give it to the Dallas Cowboys. That's why I say they're America's second choice. All right. That's just how it is. with the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, you'd think with all the media coverage and with the extreme oversaturation and over coverage that they get, you'd think that either the 90s happened just yesterday or that the Cowboys actually won 2 or 3 rings in the last couple years. But no, that isn't the case. They still haven't won jack squat since January of 96 when Neil O'Donnell mailed them their 5th Lombardi. Oh, Mac, you're still bitter about Super Bowl 30, Mac. Oh, that's why you hate the Cowboys. Listen, guys, and this leads me to my second reason why I can't stand the Dallas Cowboys, all right? It's the fan base. I mean, I have never seen a more delusional and homer fan and bandwagon fan base than the Dallas Cowboys, man. If there's one thing that I hate in sports, it's bandwagon fans, and Cowboys fans fit that bill real well. I mean, what's the criteria of being a Cowboys fan, guys? I'd love to know that. Actually, I wouldn't love to know, but what's the criteria for a Cowboys fan, huh? If I had to guess, you probably, you probably had to have cheated on your spouse or fiance at least twice in your life. You have to have an IQ of about a brick. And if you're a Cowboys fan, you're most likely a Lakers fan in basketball, a Yankees fan in baseball, and a Bruins fan in hockey. And if you're a Cowboys fan, odds are you still brag about your senior high school prom date. Oh, Mac, you're still salty about Super Bowl 30. Listen, guys, okay? I was only 2 months old when Super Bowl 30 happened. So basically, as far as I'm concerned, the Cowboys ain't never won anything in my life. And that's what it is. You see Cowboys fans all over social media. The fact is, you got Cowboys fans who are my age, around my age, going like, oh, we got 5 Lombardis. Oh, the Cowboys got 5. We got the second most Lombardis in the NFL. Look, if you're a Cowboys fan that was born after like 1992, shut the hell up about those 5 Lombardis. Because unless you sat down in front of the TV and understood what was going on, you didn't see any of those Lombardis. And that's why I say the Cowboys basically haven't won anything in they sure as hell haven't won anything in my fandom, and I hope it stays that way. I mean, the next time the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, I hope I'm being lowered into my grave. All right. So Cowboys fans, if you're around my age and you're born after the year of like 1992, shut the hell up about the 5 Lombardis. And, I see this in my fan base all the time. I can't tell you how many times I see Steeler fans who are my age saying stuff like, oh, the Steelers, we're the best team in the NFL. We got 6. They didn't see any of those 70s teams. So who are they to claim those 6 Lombardis when they didn't even see 2/3 of them? Hell, most Steeler fans are barely old enough to remember the 05 and 08 teams. That's what it is. The bandwagon fans, the ring chasers. And it's a big turnoff for me when it comes to the Cowboys. And look, I know that a lot of people on this video, they're going to sit down here and they're going to be like, oh, Mac, you better hope the Steelers win Sunday night, Mac, or else this video is going to age real badly. Look, I don't care if this video doesn't age well. I don't care if it doesn't. You want to know why? Because I'm not you, Dallas. I'm not you, Cowboys fans. I don't hide when my team loses. I sit down here week after week after week discussing my team, talking Steeler football, saying what we need to do to win against our opponent. But I am all over the map when it comes to covering my team. I am on here talking Steeler football, win, lose, or draw. Do I get upset about my team? You bet your ass I do. But I don't go into hiding when my team loses, and I don't only come out and talk football when they win like you guys do. Because that's Cowboys fans for you right there. When the Cowboys lose, they're nowhere to be found. Where are you at? Where are the Cowboys at? Whenever they lose, they're MIA. They're on a milk carton. Nothing but tumbleweeds and crickets. Nowhere to be found. Oh, but the second the Cowboys win, oh, they're right back hopping up on that fucking bandwagon. Dallas Cowboys fans are some of the most disloyal fans in football. And I'll even say in all sports. You know? And you know what the funny thing is? People want to sit back and they want to laugh at the Steelers for underachieving in the playoffs. And hey, I'm not denying that. We have absolutely underachieved in the playoffs. I mean, 3 playoff wins since losing Super Bowl 45 is pathetic. Okay, I'm not denying that. 3 playoff wins in 14 years. That's pathetic. Dallas is worse. The Cowboys are worse. Mathematically, the Cowboys are worse. How about since Super Bowl 30? That was the last time the Cowboys have even made it to the Super Bowl. 5 playoff wins. 5. 5 playoff wins in 29 years for the Dallas Cowboys since Super Bowl 30. You know how bad it is, Cowboy fans? Prior to the 2021 season, the Cincinnati Bengals hadn't won a playoff game since 1990. The Bengals have won as many playoff games in 2 seasons than you have in the last 29 seasons. The Houston Texans didn't even exist until 2002. They have just as many playoff wins as you do in the last 29 years. The Jacksonville Jaguars are a complete joke. They have more playoff wins than you in the last 29 years since 1996. You guys get my drift, or do I need to keep going? That is what the Dallas Cowboys have become. They have become the Toronto Maple Leafs of the NFL. They do great in the regular season, and then they completely fall apart in the playoffs, and I love it, man. And like I said, oh, well, you're still salty about Super Bowl 30, Mac. Look, even if I was old enough to remember Super Bowl 30, here's facts, Cowboys fans. This is a lot more than what you guys can say over the last 30 years. Since losing Super Bowl 30, my team has won 2 Super Bowls and have been to 3 of them. Meanwhile, you haven't even sniffed the NFC Championship game since then. And hell, nowadays, you can barely even get out of the wild card. So why are you acting all cocky? Why are you acting all arrogant when you ain't done shit in 30 years? I mean, you don't see New York Giants fans walking around with their chest pumped up, flaunting their 4 Super Bowls, right? You don't see 49er fans acting all cocky and arrogant about their 5 rings. You don't see Packer fans acting all cocky and arrogant about their 4 rings. If Kansas City Chiefs fans want to be cocky and arrogant, guess what? They have the right to. They're still the team to beat. They're still on top. They're the defending champions. They just won back-to-back Super Bowls. They've won 3 Super Bowls in the last 5 seasons. They've earned the right to be cocky and arrogant. You guys, get the fuck out of here. You haven't done anything since 96. And on behalf of just about every other fan base outside of the state of Texas, I can say, here's to hoping that it stays that way for a very long time. And finally, your owner. Oh my goodness, I cannot stand Jerry Jones, man. Here's a fun drinking game for all you guys if you're catching a Cowboys game, okay? Every time the camera pans to Jerry Jones in the press box, take a sip. Yeah, you'll die of alcohol poisoning. I can't stand Jerry Jones. He's a cocky, egotistical son of a bitch. That's what he is. But I kind of have a love-hate relationship for him at the same time. You know what I mean? Because he makes you Cowboy fans miserable. Well, allow me to piss on your parade, Cowboy fans. Guess what? He ain't going to fire himself anytime soon. He's going to be there literally until he drops dead. And you're stuck with him. And the fact of the matter is, Cowboy fans, you can sit back and continue to throw him under the bus all you want. You can sit back and throw Mike McCarthy under the bus all you want. The biggest reason why the Cowboys cannot win important games anymore, it's because of your quarterback. Dak Prescott ain't a winner. Dak Prescott don't strike fear in anybody. He ain't clutch. He will never be elite. He will never be a top 5 quarterback. He will never be a winner no matter how badly you Cowboy fans want him. Want him to be. No fan base. No one is afraid of dink and dunk Dak because that's how he is. The way to beat the Cowboys is simple. You put them in a deficit early on. And I'm not talking about a 3 or 7 point deficit. You put them in a double-digit deficit. You make Dak Prescott try to beat you. It's game over. He ain't going to lead the Cowboys to a win. He ain't going to lead them back from 10 points down. You nearly did it against Baltimore, but that's because Harbaugh loves to choke on his own shit when it matters most. But you are not coming back when you're in a lengthy deficit like that because Dak can't handle the pressure. He ain't a winner. No one's scared of dink and dunk Dak. Oh, Mac, Justin Fields dinks and dunks at the same time. Yeah, here's the difference, though. The Steelers aren't paying Justin Fields $60 million a year to dink and dunk. Jerry Jones is paying Dak Prescott $60 million a year to dink and dunk. And he brought back Ezekiel Elliott, but you know, he had a great game against us in 2016 when he came in here and beat us. He ran all over us. But if you Cowboy fans think that he's going to do the same thing Sunday night that he did to us back in 2016, you're just delusional. Yeah, he brought Zeke back for nostalgia because that's what Cowboy fans are all about. But Zeke is fat and washed up, so who cares? Once we load up the box, once we win the battle of the trenches, once TJ Watt gets involved, once Patrick Queen finally starts playing up to his potential, once Nick Herbig gets involved, and once our inside linebacking core gets it together, your run game don't stand a chance. Your run defense stinks. If there's a game for Najee Harris to have a great game, it's this game right here. So that's it right there. The Cowboys, they're an extremely beatable team. I'm not afraid of these guys. No one is. Maybe except the Giants, but that's besides the point. You know, that's why. That's why I hate the Cowboys. It's not because of their history. It's not because they got 5 Lombardis. It's not even because of Super Bowl 30. I hate them because they're cocky, arrogant sons of bitches who never know when to shut the hell up, and they're a bunch of bandwagon fucks. Okay? And unlike them, if we lose this game, I'll be on here talking about the game. I'll eat my crow. I'll let you take a piece of me in the comments. That's how I am. You got to take what you give in order to be a trash talker. Trash talking's in my blood. That's all there is to it. And that's why I hate the Cowboys, and that's why I will always hate the Cowboys. So with that said, hope you enjoyed this video, and hope you enjoy the game. Go Steelers, and I am Mac, checking on out for the day. I'll talk about the actual game in my preview either tomorrow or Saturday. But yeah, just need to come on here and just tell you why I hate the Cowboys. I mean, come on, man. It's Steelers Cowboys. What else do you expect? Anyway, I'm Mac, checking on out for the day. Have a good one, everybody. And did I mention fuck the Cowboys?